The day of the final vote had arrived. Taewon stood in the center of the council chamber once again. But this time, the feeling was different. The fear was still there in some eyes, but it was mixed with something else. Curiosity, respect, even warmth. Eunice stood beside him. She was wearing her best uniform. Her hands were steady, but Taewon could see the hope in her eyes. Today, Elder Rix announced, the Galactic Council will vote on humanity's request to join our community. This is a historic moment. Never before has an apex predator species asked to join us. Never before have we considered saying yes. The chamber was packed. Every seat was filled. Aliens from hundreds of worlds had come to watch this moment. The decision would change the galaxy forever, one way or another. Rix continued. Over the past week, we have learned much about humans. We have seen their strength and their weakness, their violence and their kindness, their power and their mercy. They are a species of contradictions. They are exactly what our scanners said they are. They are apex predators. Taewon's heart sank a little. Was this going to be a rejection? But, Rick said, holding up one thin finger, they are also something more. They are proof that evolution does not decide destiny. They have chosen to be more than killers. They have chosen to be friends. The elder looked around the chamber at his fellow council members. I will now ask for statements from the other elders before we vote. Elder Myrna stood first. Her silver skin caught the light as she spoke. When humans first arrived, I was terrified. The scanner results showed a species designed for hunting and killing. I thought we were meeting our future conquerors. She paused. But then I watched the human in the arena. He had every chance to kill. He chose not to. He showed mercy to a creature that would have eaten him without a second thought. That is not the action of a simple predator. That is the action of someone who understands that strength means nothing without wisdom. She sat down. Elder Kron stood next. I have fought many battles, the rock-skinned elder said. His voice was deep like thunder. I know warriors. I know killers. The human Taewon is both of these things. He could have killed the Veor with his bare hands if he had kept pushing. But he stopped. He chose peace when violence would have been easier. Kron's stone face almost seemed to smile. I would be proud to fight beside such a warrior. And I would be honored to call him friend. The next elder was small and covered in soft blue feathers. Her name was Pyrrha, and she rarely spoke. I study cultures, she said. Her voice was soft but clear. I have studied human culture for the past week. Their art, their music, their stories. They create things of great beauty. They write about love and loss and hope. They build monuments to their heroes and their mistakes. She ruffled her feathers. A species that creates such beautiful things cannot be only evil. There is light in them. Great light. The fourth elder, a tall being made of what looked like glass and water, spoke without standing. I was the most afraid. I argued against even meeting the humans. I thought we should destroy their ship before they could spread their violence to our worlds. The being's liquid body rippled. I was wrong. Fear made me stupid. These humans have shown me that strength and kindness can exist together. I have learned something from them. I hope to learn more. Finally, it was Rix's turn again. He stood tall, his 6 eyes looking at Taewon. I have one question for you before we vote, Rix said. If we say no today, what will you do? Taewon did not hesitate. We will leave. We will go back to Earth, and we will wait. Wait for what? For another chance. We will come back in 10 years, or 20, or 100. However long it takes for you to trust us. Taewon smiled. Remember what I told you about persistence. Humans do not give up. If we cannot join your community today, we will try again tomorrow, and the next day, And the next. We will keep trying until you believe in us. And if we attack you? Rix asked. If we try to destroy your planet? Taewon's smile faded. His eyes became serious. Then we will defend ourselves. We will fight with everything we have. And we are very good at fighting. His voice was calm but heavy with truth. But we would not hate you for it. We would understand that you were afraid. And after the fighting was over, we would still want to be friends. We would still hope that one day we could sit together like this and talk instead of kill. The chamber was silent. Rix nodded slowly. That is the most human answer I could have imagined. He turned to the council. I call for the vote. All elders who believe humanity should join the Galactic Council, raise your hands. Every elder raised their hands, all 5 of them. The chamber erupted in noise. Cheers from some aliens. Gasps from others. A few still looked afraid, but most were clapping or making sounds of approval. Taewon felt his legs go weak. He grabbed Yuna's arm to steady himself. We did it, Yuna whispered. Tears were running down her face. Taewon, we did it. Rix raised his hands for silence. The noise died down. The vote is unanimous, he announced. Humanity is hereby granted membership in the Galactic Council. You are now part of our family. He looked at Taewon. Welcome, apex predators. Try not to eat us. The chamber laughed. Even Taewon laughed. We will do our best, he said. After the ceremony, there was a celebration. Food and drinks from 100 worlds. Music that Taewon had never heard before. Dancing in ways that seemed impossible. Taewon stood near a window, looking out at the stars. Yuna found him there. Not celebrating? She asked. I am, he said. In my own way. I am looking at the future. Yuna stood beside him. What do you see? Possibilities. So many possibilities. He pointed at a distant star. That could be a new friend. And that one. And that one. Every light in the sky could be someone we have not met yet. Someone we could learn from. Someone we could help. Yuna leaned against his shoulder. You really love this, do you not? What? Meeting new people. Making friends. Even with aliens who wanted to kill you a week ago. Taewon laughed softly. That is just being human. We cannot help it. We see something new and we want to know it. We see someone different and we want to understand them. We see enemies and we wonder if they could be friends. The persistence of hope, Yuna said. Exactly. Taewon turned to look at her. Which part gave it away, do you think? Gave what away? That we were apex predators. The scanner knew immediately. But what was it really seeing? Yuna thought about it. Everything. It was seeing everything that makes us human. The hunting instincts. The endurance. The intelligence. The cooperation. The tool-making. The adaptability. She smiled. And maybe, underneath all of that, it was seeing our refusal to give up. Our stubborn, crazy, beautiful refusal to ever give up. Taewon nodded. That sounds about right. Officer Crix approached them. He still looked serious, but there was something different in his eyes now. Something that might have been respect. Ambassador Taewon, he said. I owe you an apology. When you first arrived, I treated you like a monster. I was wrong. Taewon extended his hand. No apology needed. You were doing your job. Protecting your people from a potential threat. Crix took his hand. His grip was strange with forearms, but it was warm. I have a gift for you, Crix said. The council has agreed to release the Vyar into your care. It seems the creature will only calm down when you are nearby. It has chosen you, whether you like it or not. Taewon's face lit up. Really? I can keep it? Humans, Crix sighed. You defeat the most dangerous predator in the galaxy, and your first thought is to make it a pet. Not a pet, Taewon corrected. A friend. There's a difference. Crick shook his head, but he was almost smiling. I believe you might be the strangest species we have ever encountered. Thank you, Taewon said happily. That is the nicest thing anyone has ever said to me. Later that night, Taewon visited the veal in its cage for the last time. Tomorrow, it would be moved to a proper habitat, a place where it could run and hunt and live like a real creature instead of a prisoner. The veal lifted its head when Taewon entered. Its yellow eyes, once full of hunger and rage, now showed something softer, recognition, maybe even affection. Taewon sat down beside it. He put his hand on its massive head. Hello, friend, he said. Ready to start a new life? The veal made a sound. It was low and rumbling, like distant thunder. But it was not a threat. It was an answer. Taewon smiled. That is what I thought. Let us go home. Outside, the stars were waiting. A whole galaxy of new friends, new adventures, and new stories yet to be written. The apex predators from Earth had arrived, and the universe would never be the same. 3 days had passed since the arena test. Taewon had become famous on the station. Aliens who once ran from him now wanted to meet him. They asked questions. They wanted to touch his hands. They wanted to understand, but the council had not made their final decision yet. They needed more information. Elder Vrix called another meeting. This time, it was smaller. Only the 5 elders, Taewon and Yuna, were in the room. No crowds, no guards. Just a round table and honest conversation. We have seen your strength, Vrix began. We have seen your ability to survive. But we still do not understand you. Something about humans does not fit with what we know about apex predators. Taewon tilted his head. What do you mean? The elder with silver skin spoke up. Her name was Myrna. Every apex predator we have studied follows the same pattern. They are solitary. They trust no one. They see other species as either food or threats. But you... She paused, searching for words. You pet the Vior. You showed it kindness. Why? Taewon thought about the question. It was a good question. Why did humans show kindness to their enemies? Why did they care about creatures that could kill them? May I tell you a story? He asked. The elders nodded. Thousands of years ago, humans lived in caves. We were weak. We were scared. Every night, wolves would come near our fires. They would watch us. They were waiting to attack. Vrix frowned. Wolves were predators on your planet? Yes, pack hunters. Fast and strong. They killed many humans. Taewon smiled. But one day, something changed. One human, somewhere in the world, did something strange. Instead of throwing rocks at the wolves, they threw food. Instead of chasing the wolves away, they let them come closer. That sounds foolish, Myrna said. They were inviting death. Maybe, but it worked. The wolves ate the food. They came back the next night, and the next. Over time, they stopped seeing humans as enemies. They started seeing us as friends. As family, Yuna opened her tablet. She showed images of dogs. Golden dogs with happy faces. Small dogs sitting on laps. Big dogs playing with children. These are the wolves now, she said. We call them dogs. They live with us. They sleep in our homes. They protect our children. They are our best friends. The elders stared at the images. These friendly creatures were once deadly predators? You turned your enemies into friends, Vrix said slowly. Yes, and not just wolves. Yuna showed more images. Cats curled up on beds. Horses carrying humans on their backs. Birds sitting on shoulders. Cows standing calmly in fields. Humans have done this with many species, Taewon explained. We take animals that could hurt us, and we make them part of our families. We call it domestication. But really, it is love. Elder Kron, a large creature with rock-like skin, shook his head. This makes no sense. Apex predators do not love. They dominate. They control. Humans do both, Taewon said. We can be cruel. We can be kind. We have the power to destroy, but we also have the power to protect. That is what makes us different. That is what makes us dangerous. Dangerous because you are kind? Myrna asked. She sounded confused. Yuna leaned forward. Think about it this way. A simple predator is predictable. It hunts when hungry. It fights when threatened. You know what to expect. But humans? We might hunt you. Or we might invite you to dinner. We might fight you. Or we might die to protect you. You never know what a human will do because we can choose any option. And that choice, Taewon added, is based on something called empathy. We feel what others feel. When someone is sad, we feel sad. When someone is happy, we feel happy. Even if that someone is not human. He pointed at his chest. When I sat with the Vire after our fight, I felt its fear. I felt its exhaustion. I knew how tired it was because I was tired too. And I could not bring myself to hurt it anymore. It had fought well. It deserved rest, not death. The room was quiet. The elders were thinking deeply about what they had heard. Finally, Elder Vrick spoke. You are saying that humans can bond with anything? Even enemies? Yes, even aliens from other planets? Taewon smiled warmly. Especially aliens from other planets. You are new. You are different. You are amazing. Every species here has things to teach us. Stories to share. Friendships to build. He looked at each elder in turn. I have been here for only 3 days, and I already care about this place. I care about the people I have met. When I leave, I will miss them. That is just how humans are. Myrna made a soft sound. It might have been a laugh. You are a very strange predator. We know, Yuna said. She was smiling too. But that is why you should not fear us. Yes, we can be deadly. Yes, we can destroy. But we can also be the most loyal friends you will ever have. When a human loves you, they will fight armies to protect you. They will cross galaxies to find you. They will never give up on you. Just like the persistence hunting, Rick said quietly. Exactly like the persistence hunting, Taewon agreed. When we chase prey, we never stop. But when we chase friendship, when we chase love, we are the same way. We will keep trying. We will keep reaching out. We will never give up on someone we care about. Elder Kron, who had been silent for a while, suddenly spoke. I have a question. Please, Taewon said. Ask anything. The creature in the arena. The veal. What happened to it after the test? Taewon's face changed. His smile became softer, more gentle. I asked to see it again, he said. Yesterday. The guards thought I was crazy. They said the veil would attack me the moment it saw me. And? Kron asked. It did not attack. When I walked into its cage, it looked at me. Then it lay down and let me pet its head. It remembered me. It remembered that I was kind to it when it was weak. Taewon's eyes were bright with emotion. I spent an hour with it. Just sitting. Just being together. I think it likes me now. The elders exchanged looks. This was impossible. The Vire was one of the most violent creatures known to the galaxy. It had killed hundreds of beings. And now it was letting a human pet it like a baby animal? You are trying to domesticate it, Myrna said. Like the wolves. Maybe, Taewon admitted. Or maybe I just want to be its friend. It has been trapped in that cage for years. No one has ever shown it kindness. No one has ever treated it like anything more than a monster. He shook his head. Everything deserves kindness. Even monsters. Sometimes, especially monsters. Yuna pulled up one more image on her tablet. It was a photograph from Earth. A human child was hugging a large dog. Both of them were smiling. "This is what humans want," she said. "Not conquest. Not domination. Connection. Understanding. Love." She looked at the elders. "We are apex predators, yes. But we are also something more. We are apex protectors. When something becomes ours, whether it is a dog or a planet or a friend, we will defend it with everything we have." Elder Vrix was quiet for a long moment. Then he stood up from his seat. "I have lived for 200 years, he said. "I have met thousands of species. I have seen empires rise and fall. I have watched civilizations destroy themselves with war and hate." He looked at Tae-Won with his 6 eyes. "But I have never met a species like yours. You terrify me, but you also give me hope." "Hope?" Tae-Won asked. Rix nodded slowly. "Hope that perhaps the galaxy does not have to be ruled by fear. Hope that predators can become protectors. Hope that enemies can become friends." He reached out one of his thin arms. "Human Tae-Won, I would like to shake your hand." "I believe that is your custom?" Tae-Won stood up. He took the elder's hand gently. "It is," he said. "It means we are friends." "Then let us be friends," Rick said. "Let us see what the galaxy becomes when humans are part of it." For the first time since arriving at the station, Tae-Won felt like he might actually succeed. Maybe humans could find their place among the stars. Maybe the apex predators from Earth could become something more. Maybe they could become family. The council took a break after Tae-Won finished speaking. The elders needed time to discuss what they had heard. Guards led Tae-Won and Yuna to a small waiting room with soft chairs and strange food. Yuna picked up something that looked like a purple fruit. She smelled it carefully. "I think this is safe to eat," she said. Tae-Won was not hungry. His mind was busy thinking about the council. Had he said too much? Had he scared them too badly? "You did well," Yuna said, as if reading his thoughts. "You were honest. That is important." "Honest might get us killed," Tae-Won replied. Before Yuna could answer, the door opened. Officer Crick stood there. His 4 arms were crossed over his chest. He did not look friendly. "The council has made a decision," he said. Tae-Won stood up. "And they are not convinced. Some elders believe your words. Others do not. Elder Vrix has proposed a test." "A test?" Yuna asked. "What kind of test?" Crix did not answer. He simply turned and walked away. "Follow me." They walked through long hallways. The station was like a maze. Left turn, right turn, downstairs, 2 doors. Finally, they reached a large open area. It was an arena. The floor was covered in sand. Walls rose high on all sides. At the top of the walls, glass windows showed hundreds of aliens watching. This was like the old Colosseums on Earth, Tae-Won thought. Places where people watched fights. His stomach dropped. "What is this?" he asked. Crix pointed to the center of the arena. "You said humans are apex predators. You said you can defeat any creature. The council wants proof." A large door on the far side of the arena began to open. Metal scraped against metal. Something inside the darkness growled. "We captured this creature from a dangerous planet," Crix explained. "It is called a Vior. It has killed many hunters. No species we know has been able to defeat one in single combat." The creature stepped out of the darkness. Tae-Won felt his breath catch. The Vior was huge. It stood 3 meters tall on 4 powerful legs. Its body was covered in black scales that looked harder than steel. Its head was long and flat like a snake, but with the teeth of a shark. Rows and rows of sharp white teeth. Its eyes were yellow and full of hunger. It saw Tae-won. It roared. The sound shook the arena. Tae-won felt it in his bones. "This is insane," Yuna shouted. She grabbed Crix's arm. "You cannot do this. He has no weapons. No armor. This is murder." Crix pulled his arm away. The human said his species can defeat any creature. If that is true, he will survive. If it is not true, then he lied to the council, and liars do not deserve membership in our community. The arena door slammed shut behind them. Tae-won was alone on the sand. The Vire was already moving toward him. In the viewing area above, Yuna screamed his name. Elder Vrix watched with cold eyes. Hundreds of aliens pressed against the glass, waiting to see what would happen. Tae-won took a deep breath. He was afraid. Of course he was afraid. Only a fool would not be afraid of a creature like the VO. But fear was not new to him. Humans have lived with fear since the beginning. Fear of the dark. Fear of wild animals. Fear of storms and hunger and death. Humans did not let fear control them. They learned to use it. Tae-won watched the VOR carefully. It was circling him now, moving to his left. Its yellow eyes never looked away from him. He noticed something. The Vire was limping slightly. Its back left leg was weak. An old injury, maybe? Or just a natural weakness. Good. He could use that. The VOR charged. It was fast. Faster than Tae-won expected. He barely jumped out of the way in time. The creature's claws cut through the air where he had been standing. Wind from its movement pushed against his face. Tae-won rolled across the sand and got back to his feet. His heart was pounding. That was close. Too close. The Vire turned and charged again. This time, Tae-won did not try to dodge. He ran, not away from the VOR, but to the side. He ran along the arena wall, forcing the creature to turn. The VOR was fast in a straight line, but turning was harder for it. Its heavy body needed time to change direction, and that weak back leg made it even slower when turning left. Tae-won kept running to the left. Always to the left. The VOR chased him, snapping its jaws, but it could not catch him. In the viewing area, the aliens were confused. "What is he doing?" one asked. "Why does he not fight?" "He is running away like a coward," another said. But Elder Vrix was watching with different eyes. He leaned forward. Something about the human's movement seemed planned. This was not panic. This was strategy. Minutes passed. Then more minutes. The VOR kept chasing. Tae-won kept running. Left turn after left turn. The creature's roars became weaker. Its movements became slower. Yuna understood first. Her eyes went wide. "Persistence hunting," she whispered. Crix looked at her. "What?" "He's not running away. He's wearing it down. He's doing exactly what humans did for millions of years. He's chasing it until it cannot run anymore." The aliens looked back at the arena. The Vire was breathing heavily now. Its tongue hung from its mouth. Its legs were shaking. It had been sprinting and fighting for almost 30 minutes without rest. Tae-won was tired too. Sweat covered his face and body. His legs hurt. His lungs burned. But he did not stop. He could not stop. Stopping meant death. The VOR made one more charge. But it was slow now. Weak. Its movements were clumsy. Tae-won did not run this time. He stepped to the side at the last moment. The VOR stumbled past him and fell. Its legs could not hold it anymore. The creature tried to get up. It could not. Tae-won stood over it. The VOR snapped at him weakly. Its teeth came nowhere close. It was too exhausted to fight. The arena was silent. Every alien watching held their breath. Taewon did not kill Devourer. Instead, he sat down next to it. He was breathing hard. His body was shaking from effort. But he sat down in the sand, right next to the most dangerous predator in the galaxy. The vial looked at him. Its yellow eyes were confused. Why was this prey not running? Why was it not attacking? What was it doing? Taewon reached out slowly. Very slowly. He put his hand on the creature's head. The Devourer flinched. But it did not bite. It was too tired to bite. Taewon began to pet its scales. Gently, calmly, like he was petting a dog. "Easy," he said softly. "Easy there. It is okay. The fight is over. You did well." The VOR made a sound. Not a growl. Something softer. Something almost like a whimper. In the viewing area, no one could speak. "What is he doing?" Crix finally asked. Yuna was crying. Tears ran down her face, but she was smiling. "He's being human," she said. Elder Vrix stood up from his seat. His 6 eyes were wide with something that looked like wonder. "He defeated the creature," Vrix said slowly. "He could kill it right now. It cannot fight back. But instead, he is comforting it." "Yes," Yuna said. "That is what humans do. We do not only hunt. We also heal. We also protect. We also love." She wiped her tears. "Even our enemies. Even the creatures that try to kill us. When the fight is over, we show mercy." Down in the arena, Taewon was still petting the Devourer. The creature's eyes were closing. It was falling asleep. Not from injury, from exhaustion, and, somehow, from peace. Taewon looked up at the viewing area. He found Elder Vrix's eyes. "I could have killed it," he called out. His voice echoed in the quiet arena. "I chose not to. That is also what makes humans apex predators. We can choose. Kill or spare. Hate or love. Destroy or protect." He smiled tiredly. "We are not animals. We are humans. And today, I choose peace." He lay back on the sand next to the sleeping Veo. "Now can someone please get me some water? I am very, very thirsty." For the first time since the humans arrived, an alien laughed. Then another. Soon the whole viewing area was filled with a sound the station had never heard before. Hundreds of aliens laughing together. Not at the human. With the human. Elder Vrix sat back down in his seat. He looked at the other elders. They looked back at him. "I think," Vrix said slowly, "we may have misjudged these creatures." The council chamber was a circle. A very large circle. Seats rose up like stairs in every direction. Hundreds of aliens sat in those seats, looking down at the center of the room. And in that center stood Taewon and Yuna. Taewon felt like an animal in a zoo. Everyone was watching him. Everyone was afraid of him. Guards stood at every door, with weapons ready. At the highest point of the room sat 5 aliens. These were the council elders. They were the leaders of the Galactic Council. They made the big decisions. They decided which species could join the galactic community and which could not. The elder in the middle spoke first. His name was Vrix. He was old, even by alien standards. His skin was pale green and covered in wrinkles. He had 6 eyes that moved independently, always watching. "Human called Taewon," Vrix said. His voice echoed through the chamber. His voice echoed through the chamber. "Your scanner results have caused great fear among our people. We must understand what you are before we can allow you to stay." Taewon bowed his head politely. "I understand, Elder Vrix. I am happy to answer any questions." "Good." Vrix leaned forward. "Tell us about your planet. Tell us about your species." Tell us why our most advanced scanner labeled you as an apex predator. Ta-One thought for a moment. Where should he begin? Human history was long and complicated. Earth is our home, he started. It is a planet with many different environments. We have hot deserts, cold mountains, deep oceans, and thick forests. And humans, we live in all of them. A murmur went through the crowd. One of the other elders, a thin creature with silver skin, raised a hand. Impossible, she said. Every species has one natural environment, one place where they belong. You cannot survive everywhere. Una stepped forward. May I show something? She asked. Rix nodded. Una used her tablet to project images into the air above her head. The first image showed humans in a desert. They were wrapped in cloth to protect from the sun, riding on large animals. These are humans living in extreme heat, Una explained. They adapted their clothing and behavior to survive. The next image showed humans in thick fur coats, walking through snow. Ice hung from their hair. Their breath made white clouds in the cold air. These are humans in extreme cold. Temperatures that would kill most species in minutes. But humans learned to survive. More images followed. Humans swimming in oceans. Humans climbing mountains so high there was almost no air to breathe. Humans living underground in caves. Humans building cities in swamps and valleys, on islands, in places that seemed impossible. The chamber was silent. The aliens watched with wide eyes. Your species, Elder Vrick said slowly, seems very adaptable. We are, Ta-One agreed. But that is not what makes us apex predators. Then what does? Ta-One smiled. It was not a cruel smile. It was almost sad. We are persistent, he said. Persistent? Rix asked. Explain. Ta-One walked in a slow circle as he spoke. The guards tensed but did not stop him. On Earth, millions of years ago, humans were not the strongest animals. We were not the fastest. We did not have sharp claws or big teeth. There were many animals that could kill us easily. Lions, bears, wolves, great beasts that were bigger and more powerful than any human. Then how did you survive? An elder asked. We hunted them, Ta-One said simply. The chamber erupted in noise. Aliens shouted in disbelief. How could weak creatures hunt strong ones? Ta-One waited for the noise to die down. Then he continued. Humans developed something called persistence hunting. We could not catch our prey in a short chase. They were faster than us. But humans can do something almost no other animal can do. We can run for hours, for days, without stopping. Una projected a new image. It showed ancient humans chasing a large deer-like animal. When we hunted, Ta-One explained, we did not need to catch our prey quickly. We just needed to follow it. We walked and ran while the animal sprinted away. The animal would stop to rest. We would keep coming. It would run again. We would keep coming. Hour after hour. Day after day. Eventually, the animal would collapse from exhaustion. And then we would be there. The silence in the chamber was absolute. You followed them until they died? Rix asked. His 6 eyes were all focused on Ta-One now. Yes, no matter how long it took. No matter how long it took. We do not give up. We do not stop. When a human wants something, they will chase it until they get it or until they die trying. That is our nature. One of the elders made a sound like a gasp. That is terrifying. There is more, Una said. She changed the images again. Now they showed ancient animals. Huge creatures with long tusks and thick fur. Giant cats with teeth like swords. Massive bears that stood taller than trees. These animals used to live on Earth, Una said. They were called megafauna. They were the biggest, strongest predators and prey on our planet. Where are they now? Rix asked. Why Yuana paused. They are gone. Humans hunted them to extinction. The chamber exploded with noise again. This time, it was not disbelief. It was fear. Till one raised his hands. Please, let me explain. This was long ago. We did not understand what we were doing. We were just surviving. But yes, it is true. Humans drove many species to extinction. We did not mean to. We were just too good at hunting. An elder with blue scales spoke up. His voice was shaking. And now? What do you hunt now? Taewon thought carefully about his answer. We have learned from our mistakes. We now protect many animals instead of hunting them. But to answer your question honestly, he looked at the elder directly. We hunt everything. If we need to eat, we will find something to eat. If something threatens us, we will find a way to defeat it. There is no creature on Earth that humans cannot kill if we truly want to. But you said you are not the strongest, Rick said. Not the fastest. We are not. But we are the smartest. And we work together. Taewon gestured at Yuna. One human is weak. But humans never fight alone. We form groups. We make plans. We build tools. A single human with a sharp stick killed a lion 100,000 years ago. A group of humans with spears brought down animals 10 times their size. And now, he pulled out his communicator, a small device from his pocket. Now we have technology. Ships that cross stars. Weapons that can destroy mountains. Medicine that cures diseases. We build and create and improve, and we never ever stop. Elder Vrix sat back in his seat. He looked at the other elders. They looked back at him. Fear was clear on all their faces. You make weapons that destroy mountains? The silver elder asked. Double quotes, yes. Why? Taewon was quiet for a moment. Then he spoke honestly. Because once, long ago, we used them on each other. Humans have fought many wars against other humans. We have killed millions of our own kind. We have burned cities and destroyed nations. We have done terrible things to ourselves. You kill your own species? Rix asked in horror. We did. We still do sometimes. We are not perfect. We make mistakes. We get angry. We get scared. We fight. Taewon looked down at his feet. But we also learn. We try to be better. That is why I am here. We want to stop fighting. We want to join your community. We want peace. The chamber was quiet again. But this time, the quiet felt different. It was not just fear. There was something else. Curiosity, maybe. Or wonder. Vrix leaned forward once more. Let me understand. Your species survived by chasing prey until it died from exhaustion. You hunted the largest animals on your planet to extinction. You created weapons capable of destroying mountains. You fought wars that killed millions of your own kind. And now you come to us asking for peace? Taewon nodded. Yes, why should we believe you want peace? Why would an apex predator stop hunting? Taewon smiled. This time, his smile was warm. Because we found something better to chase than prey. We chase knowledge now. We chase discovery. We chase friendship. The universe is vast and full of wonders. Why would we waste time hunting when we could explore? When we could learn? When we could meet amazing beings like all of you? He spread his arms wide. We are not here as predators. We are here as friends. And I promise you, when humans decide to be friends with someone, we are just as persistent about that as we are about everything else. He looked at Elder Vrix with clear, honest eyes. Give us a chance. We might surprise you. The ship was big. Taewon had seen many big things in his life, but nothing like this. The Galactic Council station floated in space like a metal city. Lights blinked from every corner. Ships of all shapes moved around it like fish swimming near a reef. Taewon stood near the window of his small human vessel. He was a tall man with kind eyes and a calm face. His job was simple but important. He was the first human to meet the aliens. He was Earth's ambassador. "Are you ready?" asked Yuna from behind him. Yuna was his partner. She was a scientist who knew many things about space and alien life. She had short black hair and wore glasses. Her hands held a small computer tablet. "I think so," Taewon said. He did not sound sure. "You will do fine," Yuna said with a small smile. "Just be yourself. Be human." The ship moved closer to the station. A long metal tube connected to their door. This was the docking bridge. It would let them walk from their ship into the station. Tae-1 took a deep breath. He fixed his uniform. It was blue with a small Earth symbol on the chest. He looked at Yuna one more time. She nodded. The door opened. The smell hit him first. It was strange. Not bad, but different. Like flowers mixed with metal and something sweet he could not name. The air was cooler than on his ship. They walked through the tube. Their footsteps echoed in the quiet space. At the end was another door. It was very large and made of silver metal. Strange symbols were written on it. The door slid open. Taewon stepped into the station. He stopped breathing for a moment. The docking bay was huge. It was bigger than any building he had ever seen on Earth. The ceiling was so high that clouds could form inside. Hundreds of ships were parked in rows. And everywhere, there were aliens. Taewon had seen pictures before. Scientists on Earth had received images from space probes. But pictures were nothing like real life. Some aliens were tall and thin like walking sticks. Their skin was purple, and their eyes were on stalks. Some were short and round like balls with legs. Others had too many arms. Some had no arms at all. They were aliens covered in fur, aliens with scales, aliens that seemed to be made of light, and all of them were looking at him. The docking bay had been noisy. Aliens had been talking, machines had been working, ships had been moving. But when Taewon and Yuna stepped through the door, everything stopped. Silence. Every alien eye, every alien sensor, every alien face turned toward the two humans. Taewon felt his heart beat faster. But he kept his face calm. He had trained for this. He knew aliens would be curious about humans. Humans were new to the galaxy. They had only discovered space travel 10 years ago. "Stay calm," Yuna whispered beside him. "They are just looking." A group of aliens moved toward them. They wore uniforms that looked official. These must be the station security, Taewon thought. The leader was a tall creature with gray skin and 4 arms. His head was large and shaped like a triangle. His eyes were black and showed no emotion. "Humans," the alien said. His voice was deep and cold. "Welcome to Galactic Station Prime. I am Officer Crix. I must scan you before you enter." "Of course," Taewon said. He tried to sound friendly. "We understand. Please, do what you need to do." Officer Crix held up a small device. It looked like a metal box with a glass screen. He pointed it at Yuna first. The device made a soft beeping sound. Green lights flashed. Species: human, female. Classification: Category 3. Intelligent. Non-threatening. The device spoke in a robotic voice. Officer Crix nodded. He moved to Taewon and pointed the device at him. The device beeped. Then it screamed. Red lights flashed wildly. Alarms rang from the small box. The screen turned bright red, and words appeared in large letters. "Warning! Warning! Apex predator detected. Extreme danger. Apex predator detected." Officer Crix dropped the device. He jumped backward. His forearms reached for weapons on his belt. Every alien in the docking bay moved at once. Some ran away. Some pulled out weapons. Some screamed in their alien languages. Parents grabbed their children. Ships started their engines in seconds. Taewon was surrounded by 50 armed aliens. Weapons of all kinds pointed at his head, his chest, his legs. Energy weapons hummed. Sharp blades gleamed. Taewon did not move. He did not run. He did not fight. He did not even raise his hands. He just smiled. "Well," he said in a calm voice, "that is quite a welcome." "Do not move, Predator," Officer Crick shouted. His voice was shaking. "Do not move or we will fire." "I am not moving," Taewon said. He kept his voice soft and friendly. "See? Standing very still. No sudden movements." Yuna stepped forward slowly. "Please," she said. "There must be a mistake. We come in peace. We are diplomats. The scanner does not lie." Another alien shouted. This one was short and covered in blue fur. "He is an apex predator. He will kill us all." Taewon looked at the scared faces around him. He saw fear in every eye. Real, deep fear. These aliens were terrified of him, but why? He was just a man. He was not very strong. He was not very fast. He did not have claws or sharp teeth. He was just human. "May I ask a question?" Taewon said. No one answered. The weapons stayed pointed at him. "Which part gave it away?" he asked. He sounded genuinely curious. "The eyes? The teeth? The way I walk? I really want to know. Your scanner called me an apex predator. I am just trying to understand what made it say that." The aliens looked at each other. They seemed confused by his calm voice and his strange question. Officer Crix picked up his scanner with shaking hands. He looked at the screen again. "Everything," he whispered. "The scanner says everything about you is dangerous. Your eyes track movement like a hunter. Your body is built for long chases. Your brain is designed for planning attacks. Your species has no natural predators. You are at the top of your food chain." Taewon nodded slowly. "I see. That is very interesting." He looked at Yuna. "Did you hear that? We are apex predators." "I heard," Yuna said. She was trying not to laugh. Taewon turned back to the aliens. "Look, I understand you were scared. But I promise you, I am not here to hunt anyone. I am here to talk. To make friends. To join your galactic community." He paused. "Now, can someone please tell me where the council chamber is? I have a meeting to attend." The aliens did not lower their weapons. But somewhere in the crowd, one voice spoke up. "Follow me," the voice said. "But move slowly, human. Very, very slowly." Taewon smiled again. "Slow is fine. We humans are very good at being patient. We can wait for a very, very long time." For some reason, that statement made the aliens even more nervous.